The new tennis season is underway and the games are coming thick and fast both in Australia and over here in India, with Pune hosting India's only ATP Tour event, the Tata Open Maharashtra. I'm delighted to be joined from Pune by an old friend of ours here on WION, world number 3 Rajeev Ram, who closed out 2022 in style by winning the tour finals alongside Joe Salisbury. Rajeev, very happy New Year to you, and considering your Indian roots, this must be a memorable experience, returning to India to play for the first time since 2016, and that too as the top seed.
Yeah, happy New Year to you as well. I've definitely missed playing in India. I haven't been here since 2016 to play. Obviously, COVID had a lot to do with that, but couldn't be happier to be back and competing and to be in Pune, a new city actually I've never been to here. So
now, Rajeev, you kicked off 2022 in Australia, and sort of that's been your first port of call for a while. I was going back and seeing 21, 2020, 2019. You started out with a win here in Pune in straight sets. So I'm curious to know what made you decide to play in India this time.
Yeah, so the last couple of years in 20 and 21, we had this ATP Cup, which was sort of a country event, country versus country thing. So that was a new thing that I wanted to play, and my partner did as well. So we decided to kind of go straight to Australia. And then this year, it's not there anymore. So the opportunity came to try something new. And Joe's never been to India. He was excited, and obviously for me, as an Indian person at heart, for sure, it was a welcome opportunity.
Rajeev, before we look ahead at the 2023 season, how would you reflect on the season gone by? Because 4 big titles, one of those a Grand Slam, and obviously you and Joe then went on to win the big year-end title as well.
Yeah, it was an amazing year, to be honest. We both reached world number 1, which was a big goal of ours. Individually, we won we defended the US Open title, which was great, and then closed it out, winning the tour finals in Turin. So a lot of things, a lot of highs, a couple of lows, as there always are, but all in all, an amazing season.
Now, since you spoke about the lows, you and Joe have been playing together as a pair for quite a while now, and that obviously helps in the ultra-competitive discipline of doubles. Now, how do the two of you complement each other, Rajeev, and how do you rebound after a tough loss like, say, the Australian Open and Wimbledon, where you lost to the Australians Ebden and Purcell?
Yeah, both of those were tough. In the French Open, also in the quarters, we had 5 match points there and lost, same as Wimbledon. So yeah, we had a couple of really tough ones in the slams at the ends, and I think we do a great job of sort of laying it all out there. If we feel like we played well, if we feel like we didn't, it sort of puts things in perspective. Obviously, in those moments it hurts really bad, but I think our ability to sort of take positives and negatives, sort of notwithstanding the outcome, has helped us continuously push forward and get better and better, and led us to a great summer actually.
You started playing what? You won your first title in Chennai in 2009, and you've obviously been playing professionally for a very long time, Rajeev. And you're perfectly placed to give us your thoughts on the state of the men's game, because interesting times, especially with a teenager, Carlos Alcaraz, as world number 1 in singles.
Yeah, what a change of events, right? I mean, I think we've seen an unbelievable generation, and they're still there, but with Roger retiring last year, and everyone's not getting any younger, let's put it that way. But yeah, I think you see the young group, and especially obviously Alcaraz being number 1 in the world. It's cyclical, right? I mean, nobody beats Father Time, and I think it's catching up to the guys. But I will say, I still think Novak is the best player in the world when he plays, and so I think there's still some damage to be done for those guys, but it's certainly changing that way, and I think it's really exciting to see the new crop and just how good they are.
That's a big call, but I'm going to get to the Djokovic angle in just a bit. I just want to throw something else at you, because you mentioned Federer retiring. There were other high-profile retirements as well in 2022, with Ash Barty retiring after winning the US Open, and then Serena going out at the US Open. Now, with Rafael Nadal, one is not sure how much more punishment that battered body can take. Nadal and Djokovic did win 3 of the last 4 slams in 2022, but do you think with with Alcaraz being #1, with Ruud being in 2 finals, that the baton has been officially passed to the next generation?
I actually don't think it's fully passed yet, because I honestly believe if Novak was playing, in Australia and Wimbledon had points and was able to play in the US Open, that he would have still been the #1 player in the world. So I think it's still a ways to go. I still think he showed his class again at the Tour Finals, and just, how he ran through that event and even in the fall. And he played so little last year given the sort of world circumstances, but still, was able to keep such a high ranking. So I feel like it's not quite yet, but it's getting there. And in the next couple of years, I think we'll officially see it. But I don't think he's ready to give it up just yet.
Okay, you won alongside Djokovic at the Tour Finals. You saw what he produced out there. Do you get a feeling that he's going to carry a lot of hurt into the Australian Open because of what happened last year? And is the player to beat? We're seeing some great visuals of him celebrating with fans already in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for me, he's the player to beat in the Australian Open. I don't know. This is guessing. I think he's won it 8 or 9 times, which is just crazy to think about. And he's so difficult on that surface, and he's just so good. And I think everybody else would agree, even if his ranking is not #1, let's say that he's the guy to beat there for sure.
Okay, big call there, but I sort of expected that, Rajeev, considering how your earlier answers were. But a lot of players will also head into the Aus Open thinking, hang on, we were the next gen, but it's Alcaraz who has seized the initiative. I'm talking of the likes of Medvedev, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Sasha Zverev. Do you think they face a defining season?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've seen this, generation of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, Murray. They've eaten up a few generations, whether it was, Roddick and Hewitt to start with, and then, Raonic, Dimitrov, that kind of thing. And I don't think the, Medvedevs and Zverevs of the world are done by any stretch at all, but they're realizing they have, people on their heels, definitely. And I think that's going to make for a really interesting next 5 years when Rafa and Novak are probably going to be officially done. I think it's going to be super competitive. I don't think it's necessarily going to be like it's been for the last 15 years where a few guys have dominated. I think it's going to be very competitive, and which is going to be kind of refreshing maybe in a way.
We've spoken about the singles players, so I'm just going to get back to you, because before I close this, Rajeev, what do you think is going to be a good season for you personally? Something you would be happy with come December this year?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's, we center our year around the biggest tournaments, and those are the Grand Slams and the Masters events. So, I mean, I think, winning a slam always makes it a good, or a great year, I should say. And we've managed to do that the last 3 years in a row. So that's a start. Being the #1 team in the world at the end of the year, which is something we haven't been able to achieve just yet. We've been #2, I think, 2 or 3 times. I think those 2 things are at the top of the list, and everything else will also hopefully follow through.
Okay, hopefully you achieve all of that and more, and win this week here as well in Pune. Rajeev, thanks for your time and inputs. Always a pleasure picking your brain. Have a really great year.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.